Hi Sophie, how you doing?
Hi Nadine. Not too bad. Seen better days, but I'm okay, thank you.
Good to hear.
Yeah, had an eventful couple of days or the last day or so.
Hi. What was eventful?
No, it's kind of like a light-hearted, light-hearted comment. I'm basically the size of a very small person, so I'm essentially a child. So I ate this electrolyte tablet. And so I think it's probably built for a sports person who has a lot of muscle mass. I had one of those and I had a bad not allergic reaction, but I was up all night. My heart was racing. Um
Oh
it's
God. Yeah, no, it sounds like you probably had some sort of allergic reaction. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds terrifying.
no,
Uh,
no, 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 not allergic. I think I need to just divide it like in four, not half, four, something like.
maybe. But yeah, I had once, oh God, do you know what pre-workout is? Like
Yeah,
pre-workouts?
yeah, yeah.
Christ, I had once, only once in my life, I had one of these because I was tired and I still wanted to go for a workout. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I see the guys always taking that, can't be that bad. I
Yeah.
had tingles and like electric shocks through my whole body for like 2 hours. I thought I'm going crazy. I
Wow.
had to look it up and it's just yeah, it's like kind of a reaction that you can get with that. And I feel like because I'm also a rather small person, I probably also just had too much. Yeah, it's very annoying if that happens.
Oh
I
wow.
don't
Yeah, I've never had any of this before. This is all new to me. Experience firsthand.
know. It was very, very frightening for a bit. Oh.
Oh no. Hi, Dizzy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Not very well now.
Oh no, what happened?
I'm trying to bump the version, but some
Oh, the protobuf version. Oh no.
yeah, but something is not very good with the script. I don't know why, and I'm debugging like for 3 hours.
Oh, and if we try to get if you, I mean, it's quite a big increase in version. I think we're going from what five to 5 to 8 to 6 to or something like that. If you might take it in steps and see which is the version that is first going to break. I guess have you tried that?
Yeah,
Not
like
it
the
so much.
62 is
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then after this, I mean, it generates. I didn't try the integration tests, so I could do it right now.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, yeah, we it's a good point. We should upgrade the version. But yeah, it's not that important.
What
Everyone's
version
doing
are we
protobufs
on
different.
or what?
Just the Google protobuf version that we're currently using
Yeah.
is not the newest, so we should bump it by a full version basically. But that comes with some issues. It's always annoying a version changes. Well, sometimes they're straightforward, but
Do we know what changed in this last one?
Dose is looking into it.
Yeah. Okay. And Angie, hi Angie. Not sure if you were able to.
Hi.
Oh, okay. Hi. Great. Good to hear. Good to hear you. Haven't heard your voice in a while. I know you're not always able to talk during meetings.
Usually a bit difficult for me today. I'm gonna try. I'm not at home, but I'm giving it my best shot.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, does anyone have anything they want to start with?
Just want to say there's a new version of the SDK because we had a lot of new transactions, so I pushed the new one. So we know 0.1.4. Since then, yeah, contract execute has been merged, so we're now starting with the next. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Lots of PRs on the board. I think I went through all of them yesterday and the day before yesterday. Some of them are still like kind of hanging, and also Sophia did amazing with the commenting out there. So I guess we just have to wait for some people to make the changes, then hopefully get these over the line. But yeah, that's it from me. I guess I have a question in regards to the type hinting one. You have picked it up now, did you? But there's kind of the latest, and I guess also the expansion of the README is in draft currently. Do you want to still add on there, or should we also make this a PR and then get that merged in?
Okay, so let me just start that from the beginning. So with the new version, I realized late at night yesterday when I had already merged it, I think that we merged with a different title, but the README is fine.
We merged with a
yeah.
different title. Wait.
Let me double check this. Release is titled as release 1.4.0.
Oh God. Yeah, it's release 0.1.4. Sorry.
Yeah,
Let me
it is like
change
that in the READMEs. I don't know.
let me change it. Okay, good. So save. The pull request is changed. And then let me check the README. No, the README is correct. Okay, good. I changed the name of the branch, so that should be all good now. Good spot. Thank
No,
you.
I can't believe I spotted it like a minute after I merged it. After we had all approved it, right?
It's not a problem.
I nearly kicked myself at
It's
4
no
a.m. in the
problem.
morning.
As long as I changed it now, so the title you can always change the title even if it's merged. So
Yeah, I thought
I
of doing a revert, but I thought it's okay.
know, it was literally just in the UI. I just changed it. The problem would have been if it was in the changelog. Then we would have had to raise a new PR. But yeah, no, that was an easy fix. Good. Thank you for
Okay.
pointing that out.
Yeah, and of course. With the type hinting one, yeah, that was a really big pull request. So a lot of the token transactions had a lot of things added. So like the dog strings, the return types, and that also involved refactoring. Sorry, I've pressed something. That also involved refactoring some of the other modules to an extent, and we had an issue of like circular imports and everything. So that became kind of quite extensive. So I would sort of prefer to get that over and done with as soon as possible because yeah, I would just have to get rebased and there's a lot of commits. I can squash them, but the issue is the first commit, which is the squashed commit, when Rob passed it over to me was not fully verified. And since it's squashed, I'm not 100% sure on how to make that verified. I tried different things. They haven't worked so far, so I need some help with that. I don't know whether certain kind of rebase would work. Maybe I'd have to like overwrite the history. I don't know if someone's come up with something like this in the past.
Do you mean the partially verified one?
Yeah, so then it means that the whole thing is not verified.
I think what you will have to do is to go, oh my God, that's 72, 73. Holy crap. So you need to go back with a git reset head soft
Yeah. Okay.
I think 73. Let me make sure you also account and see how it's in your
No, I'll just simplify
UI.
it. Yeah.
Exactly, and just re-sign that commit because it doesn't really matter if we go that far back into history because we're going to squash it in the end anyways. So it's just important that we sign that one commit. I mean, I think that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. That would be good because it was created by somebody else. So I didn't feel comfortable with changing that.
that's,
Recommitting it rather than, but I suppose that's okay.
no, that's definitely okay because so because you picked it up and you're going to be the person merging it. It's going to be the one commit that we're going to keep in the history is going to be anyways the title of the PR
Yeah.
because we're squashing it in the end. So the only way to actually see all the commits is they're still there, but you have to click on the pull request and then you see all the sub commits that made the pull request. But let's be honest, it's not that important. And I know Roger also won't be annoyed by that. So it's the only annoying thing is to count exactly how many commits we have to go back. But let's just do it, re-sign it, and then get
No,
that over.
that would be nice. That would be nice. Okay, that's great. I can definitely do that, and I see an end to it. So that's nice.
Perfect. Thank you, because yeah, it's gonna be squashed anyway. Doesn't matter. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then with that one, I also have a courtesy error. I don't know what the consensus we have with courtesy errors now. Is that something that we do want to resolve and like separate? Are we silencing some of them?
I mean,
The
it's
way that we're writing some transactions are.
oh, let me see what it is. We need to resolve this. So there's again a cyclomatic complexity. You can just check how we fix this in the other classes. Just need a helper function to get over that basically. And
Okay.
then, yeah, they're all actually there. Uh,
Okay.
no, it's also a possible hard-coded password. What is that? Token ID. The first one, what the?
Yeah, and a couple of the imports were also changed, which will, I mean, I think the init file was even deleted in the tokens module
Mm, yeah.
that I think we had picked up on before.
I think that one should be back in. Cool. Yeah, let's look into those courtesy errors. Try to solve them because we shouldn't just suppress them, but actually do them. It's a bit of a reflector, but it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Good. So let's try to get this done this week. Um,
And then the
I
README,
can look into it and help you resolve some of these.
no, it should be fine. The software is pretty easy. And I can group them up together into something nicer as well.
Perfect. Cool.
What were you saying about the README? Expanding the README, is that to do with the tests?
Oh, no, that was just your second PR that's in draft, which was, oh my God, where is it? Pull requests. Expanding README with more tests and environment explorations. That is a draft. Just wanted to know, do you want this to be converted into the full PR? And then we can merge that in, or do you want to keep working on this one?
Yeah, so I think I did some of this because we had some new starters and they needed some help, some immediate help. So I got started on it. I hit a wall. And then somebody decided that they wanted to pick up the issue. So it's actually assigned to somebody else at the moment, but they haven't started work on it.
Oh,
So I need to I chased them. I chased them yesterday. Yeah, I chased them yesterday, but that's why there hasn't been any more progress.
okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I managed to change like I think the paths and things, so I have to probably reinstall things properly again to get all of that to work as the documentation intended.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
But
like,
I
no,
probably
no,
don't have time to work on that this week.
no rush at all. Ah, yeah, I see now. Would love to start. Yeah, the step you gave this update. Yeah, 11 hours ago. Okay, I've seen it. Cool. Yeah, let's see if this person still wants to keep work on this. But the fact that they haven't started and you've already
Yeah.
done a really good job on that. No rush. I mean, it's a readme update, so whenever you want. But yeah, I just wanted to know what's the progress there. But cool.
Yeah,
That's
but that one's actually quite important. We have a Windows user, for example. I don't know, Angie, if you've been able to speak with them, but we have a Windows user that's stuck installing the test suites and can't get the paths right.
Oh God,
Keeps
yeah.
getting errors.
Windows is different commands, unfortunately. So yes, if that person, so wait, are they on Discord?
Yeah, they are on Discord. I can probably ask to share their ID. They just messaged me. I don't know how they got my details, but they just sent me a message.
Cool. Yeah, I guess if we can expand it, also for Windows users, that's always a good idea. But yeah, it's use Macs and Linux, guys. So much better for development.
Angie, did you ever get finished with like the test suite for Windows? Were you able to install it correctly in the end? No, she's not able to speak. Yeah, I'm not familiar with like Windows debugging. Does he? Do you know a little bit about the running the tests on Windows?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we need to work on that, but I don't really know where to start with that.
Mm. Okay. Is there an issue for that? Wait, no. We can raise one. Speaking about issues, I also saw the one with the missing generate proto.py file.
Yeah. It's just renaming it, right?
This should be, yeah, just rename generate protopy to sh. So that's it's a typo. But I actually now with that window discussion, I realized why we wanted a Python file instead of a shell file, and it's exactly because of that. Because it's easy for people on Mac and Linux to run the generate proto, but it's a nightmare for people on Windows. And that's the reason why it would be good to have this also as a Python file. However, I looked into this in the past and I nearly went nuts because it just wouldn't work. But it
Wow,
would
what,
be,
what kind of issues are there when you do it? Or like
I forgot because that was
you
that
buried
was
it deep in
January.
your mind.
I should check it again, but I know that I was trying for a bit and then I was like, oh my God, because it again I couldn't really get it to work out of a reason. So I switched back to the shell script, but then yeah, I forgot to rename. So I guess one part is renaming and the second one is trying again to do it with the Python script. I could try to pick that up again because I have no idea what the issue was. It's been a while.
Yeah, now while I was trying to bump the version, I tried to generate a Python script, like to do it because I couldn't in shell. And now, I mean, I did nothing. It didn't work, but but I tried.
So it also didn't work for you.
Yeah, but I think for different reason. I don't know. I mean, it's like my first script to generate protobuf files. So I'm I'm not very good and I don't know what is happening. So now I'm trying to make it work. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, let's see what the error is. I'm also gonna give it a try.
I mean, like when you try to generate with the shell script, the structure of the folder that is downloaded from the consensus or some service, I don't know, the protobuf repo, it is different and like couldn't find imports or something like this. And yeah, I'm not sure how to fix it.
That's something that I want to get really good at. Configuring everything nicely so you can keep building on it, right? I configure something, leave, come back a few weeks later or something, and then it's easy to break something in that. Okay, so we had some. So we have a community meeting. So I've been trying to reach out to the Python SDK users and get a little bit more feedback from that. So far, it's a work in progress, but we have some talking points. So we've talked about running the tests for Windows. We have one SDK user who says there's no issues so far, going very good, seems very happy. And Dosa, you saw the person on the Hiero Discord who was talking about how they would one day like to be able to use Python all the time and not have to switch to JavaScript. For example, like when you use wallet interfaces, that was usually JavaScript based.
You mean like the wallet connection? But we could figure
Yeah.
it out on Python.
Apparently they've been using Python to connect C# processors and things. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on in that, but it sounds really innovative. So someone's yeah, finding the SDK really interesting, which is nice to hear. But I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do.
Wait, I'm currently thinking there must be a wallet application in Python. And I've just been now Googling. Okay, that looks 2 years old. That's not so cool. Rayon Python. AppKit, UI, UX. Let me look into that, but that's actually a really good point because the Hedera Wallet Connect is definitely just JavaScript. Because it would be. But then, I mean, you would sorry, now I'm brain melt. I mean, on the front end with the wallet connection, you would always use JavaScript, of course, because front end is always built in JavaScript. So what do you mean exactly with a wallet that they want a wallet connection in Python, or did I misunderstand that differently?
Yeah, I think they were definitely getting at the same thing you're saying, that they're frustrated that all the web interfaces have to ultimately use JavaScript or TypeScript or something. But yeah, they would like they would like to be using Python or Java or C# or that
On the
kind of.
front end. Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
the web isn't built like that.
That's a bigger issue than
Yeah,
Python SDK.
yeah, definitely.
But,
Wow, I just had like a brain freeze. I'm like, wait a second. I was like, oh, no, the entire front end is in JavaScript, of course. But I guess that's just the way it is. On the back end, you can mix and match and do whatever you want to do, and then we have JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and all that lovely stuff on the front end. But yeah, on the And the actual SDK side now, how Dozy, do you know how many transactions we're still missing for like the full first version to be released?
Oh, maybe uh, I have a plan like one, like 12 or something like this. I'm almost done with half of them. Like the schedule ones, they're a bit annoying because uh, I have to go through every transaction and make an additional function that builds the schedule body so I can, yeah. So it is a bit annoying, but it's okay. Um, there are node transactions that I believe we will best first to bump the version, so there are new fields in the newer protobuf versions. There is freeze transaction, PRND transaction. They are easy. I will make them fast. And maybe the Ethereum transaction. I'm almost done with it. I'm trying to make it. mm, I mean, so every user can understand what happens. So first, I need to understand what happens, and it was a bit confusing. But today, I think I made good progress with the understanding. And maybe tomorrow I will make a PR about it. And yeah, I think we are almost done.
It's
Awesome.
really great going. Like you're listing like 7 or 8 sorts of transactions, and you're working on them concurrently, and
Yeah,
you're managing to understand all of them. So that's really good to hear. Well done.
Nice stuff. And don't worry, community, there's still going to be stuff to work on. Our CI/CDs can be nicer, our docs can always be better. There's always going to be more examples to be coded. So,
Yeah, one of the things that I've been noticing is that there are little bits in the protobuf that we haven't fulfilled. So, for example, I was working on token airdrop claim, and inside that, there's like a max association option for when you create an account, and we don't have that functionality. And there's a couple of other missing fields. I think it's worth passing over some of the transactions that we have done, and from that create like some of these smaller issues.
sounds great.
But I don't know, Dosi, what you think of, you're working on a lot of other transactions at the moment. Would that be an issue or?
no, uh, I think we will be best first to update the protobufs, so to bump the versions. So then we can go through all transactions like token create and add and delete add new fields and that ones are missing, and delete the ones that are deprecated. And that could be well to be before we release the full version, so everything is up to date. So I think after we bump the version, uh, I will create issues um, that will tell which transactions should be checked again and refactored. So yeah, there will be a work for the community.
Yeah, I would be kind of excited with that. I think like a smaller transaction, that kind of thing, like a sub transaction really appeals to me because it's not such a big time commitment, but you still get to learn and contribute.
Yeah. So I think that will be the annoying part. to just go to some create transaction and then to add and remove some fields and add, for example, new things in the integration test because, for example, the topic integration tests are not that good. Like one can execute and nothing else. So there is still work.
Yeah, the integration tests definitely take a long time. What do you know about the examples? So I know we've been updating, like, you know, the camel case, the snake case, and we're making little things like this. But the problem with the examples is we don't have a test that says that they've broken. So I'm not fully up to date. How many of those examples does anyone know, like how many of them can just be run from the get-go?
I'm also not sure. For
Sorry.
yeah,
The
go.
in the example scripts.
Yeah, the example scripts, are they sort of end-to-end? Did they test
Yeah.
the full, and are they all working at the moment?
Yes, so I went through them. Some of them were broken for a while because we changed everything with the keys. However, some of them are hard coded to using ECDSA or ED 1152. So basically, we should go now that everything's fixed. I should go again and refactor them so they can take both keys. But
Yeah.
they're so designed that you don't have to put in like a second account or a token ID or anything because in the beginning, what I've done is if you have a token update transaction, the example script was provide a token ID and an admin key and then or a supply key, and then you would just run the actual token update. Well, now the scripts are designed in a way that if you have a token update, the first transaction is going to be a token create to then return everything that you need for the token update transaction or token delete transaction. So they should be able to be just run from the command line without having to first passing things in. So it should be end to end. Yeah, and they should work if you use the right keys. But yeah, they can be adapted. It's more key agnostic.
Yeah, that's really great news. I have been looking at them and I have seen that they're more like end to end. I've been trying to do that sort of myself. I had some fun with the token airdrop because that involved a lot of a lot of creations of everything. But yeah, it was good learning experience as well. I like the way that you're writing them, Dosi. Where you are like creating functions and then running them all at the end of the script. I think that's a nice way of doing it.
The code has stopped me from doing all functions.
Yeah. Is there a way to like test the examples so that we know when they break and we can just fix them faster?
I'm not really sure. I will ask tomorrow in the other SDKs how it's done, because I think they run them on solo, so they could test everything, but I'm not really sure. I could ask.
Yeah, I would say you could probably do well, you could we could use another pipeline, for example, that just tests the example scripts. Or yeah, we can have one big script, like we had the test script that just runs all of the examples, and then we can do that with Solo. So there's multiple ways we can do that.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. I think like new starters would be looking for examples. That's one of the first things, right? It's already a hurdle to create like a Hiero testnet account. What did you think of I created like an issue for a blog post. I know that we don't have blog posts in the Python SDK, so I was a little bit on the far side of the line there, but I did refer to the website repo inside that. I thought maybe the best place to advertise the blog post that we need to do is in the Python SDK. And it just says inside here, follow the link to the Hiero website repo, and then here you're going to find basically the same issue. And then the idea would be that you would comment on that. So this is just like serving as an sort of advertising and a way to guide Python contributors into the website repo. I don't know what you think about that. I could obviously delete it.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's cool. Because that's a nice easy way to get also into getting your hands dirty with a blog post. I think if it would be something like write about, I don't know, like a specific topic, I think that's probably better in the Hiero doc blogs repository or whatever it is. But I think this one it's more like a chore. So yeah, I think it's a good issue.
Okay, thanks. I noticed that one of the issues that I created actually was to create a documentation file. And inside here, we have like documentation for the SDK developers, so how to do the linting, the signing, that kind of stuff, and for how to like run the examples. So this is new, but I can't see this in my copy. I wonder if like the paths here or something will mean that it's not visible to me. I don't know if anyone else has got that issue at the moment.
I cannot see this either.
I see like a blank documentation file, but here it's not blank.
But I'm a bit confused though. Wait a second. So this is going to we already huh? Okay, so can we merge this? So because currently it's under I don't know why Hiero/Hedera SDK Python/documentation.
Yeah.
And I think it
I
would
don't
be
know how it got there.
yeah. So can you see on the top, just next to GitHub workflows, there's docs. And then I would say that the stock stuff should go into the docs. The only thing that we have there is currently the notes on the community call. But normally I think whatever's currently in this, so the SDK developers and SDK users, if you move that into docs, so it's on one line, it's the same with community calls. I think that makes sense, and then we probably can also see it, because at the moment how it's structured is weird. But it's also work for adding that documentation.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. That's a good one. The other idea was to move the thing from the examples. Or did we move it already?
It's moved.
Yeah, it moved. The
it's-
README?
Yes, now it's called running examples or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, okay. So that was this, which is the explanation of how to do the Pythonic and the chaining methods and stuff. So that's in there. I thought that's a good idea because like there's like a lot of different documents that we can just consolidate them. So I was thinking of moving this one as well. Obviously, we can't move some of these, but
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds great. So the upstream one could definitely go into SDK developers. I think README, release, contributing, changelog definitely needs to stay on root. But yeah.
okay. I'm just checking if there's anything else. Oh yeah, we got a lot. We have a lot of new contributors, right? So, I wanted to maybe one day later on down the line we can talk about what would be the procedures to consider somebody like a committer. Is it committer before a maintainer?
So there's oh God, let me find there actually is a process. So you've been nominated and now you're a maintainer. So a maintainer you can be after 6 months of development and many contributions. So you joined in, I think, January. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe that was my first pull request, but I think I think I was already
Yeah. So
when you presented it to the TSC, I was already having a look at it.
but it made a lot of sense to have you nominated as a maintainer because you were there for already half a year. You've done like a lot of improvements and PRs and massive things for the community. So that was completely in line. You can't have someone being a maintainer after like 2 pull requests. But the committers, I think, is quite easy to get. Where is that? There is a whole doc about it's a whole doc about the different grades and how to get them. Let me try to find it.
Yeah, because now that we have better documentation with like the process to create the pull request and things, I think maybe having ideally like another person would be quite helpful to point people in the right direction and just check how the pull requests are doing. And
So currently it's Dozy, you, and me.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so as maintainers, I mean. So committers, we can definitely have more people, but no one else from the community yet would be able to be a maintainer. But how do I see the committers? Christ. Is it the collaboration hub? Ah, yeah, contributing guides. Uh, I'm trying to find it.
That's okay. I think
It should be
Okay.
easier to find though. It should be, and we should link it also in the readmes. So it's easy for people to see how they can get a certain grade.
Yeah, I think we do have a couple of people who have done maybe around 5 or 6 pull requests and over a few months. But I haven't been counting. I haven't been tracking things. But anyway, yeah, that's all the things from me. Does anyone else have anything else they want to discuss?
No, it's all good from my side.
From mine too.
Oh wait, before I forget, we have the on August 27th community, not the community called the office hour, where it's like a drop-in session where you can ask questions and things.
Yeah,
I'll have to
unfortunately,
research more about the Windows issue to see if I would be able to help with that in case that comes up on the 27th.
yeah, I unfortunately won't be here. But the next time I definitely can join.
Yeah, it could be okay. It's probably we have a couple of people invited that wanted to attend, but it should be a slow start. I think that's fine. It's also late in the evening for you, I think. So
Oh my God, I found it. There, it's in the chat. So groups. Woo. So committers, yeah. So committers can assign people to issues, merge PRs, and create branch directly in the repository of the project. So we can nominate people to become committers if we think they should be able to merge, which is something that is like it can be a bit scary. So let's see how long. I think it's 3 months or so at least that they need to do meaningful contributions to be committers. And else they can't, as it's as it's like it could be
Yeah,
a
we only have one.
yeah, you know, it
requirement.
could be a security issue. So if someone needs a lot of hand holding and has a lot of comments on their PRs all the time, we can't have them as committers because they can merge PRs that are gonna break stuff, and then we're gonna have to fix it. So if we have someone that you wanna nominate that has been working on the SDK for like at least 3 months and has done like meaningful good contributions without needing another handholding, then you, me, or anyone can basically vote for them to be committers. And then after like half a year and being very involved, you can become a maintainer. And as a maintainer, you have the responsibility to check much more, of course, on the SDK. So as a maintainer, you wouldn't be able to like just vanish for like 2 months and be like, bye. And else you will have to basically say you don't want to be a maintainer anymore. It should be all on this roles and groups documents and also the voting process. Personally, I don't think, I mean, we have a lot of new and good contributors, but thinking about the timeline and about the changes and stuff, I think it's might be a bit too early to nominate another committer. Maybe it looks different in like a month's time or so. But I'm also happy to hear if you think like, oh no, like Ashkat or anyone would be a fabulous committer. I mean, you can always nominate them. You don't have to wait for mine approval or so. And then the Hiero committee can decide.
Yeah, I think we have a Manish who has created the 3 token airdrop transactions, and I think they've created a few other things already before, and they did that with I think a couple of comments. But I'm not saying nominate them. I was just asking. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a little bit risky with the merge thing. I suppose what would the future look like? What would we have to get to have 2 signatures, or is that something that we would not want to do? Because it would slow down the speed of development. I know Dorsey, for example, requests my review, and sometimes it can take a few hours or a couple of days to get that done. So I would probably be with the perspective that until we have a version 1, probably 2 signatures is not the best, and therefore like another committer could be a little bit risky. But as soon as we get 2 signatures, maybe that's not so bad. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, is that you at least need 2 approvals. Yeah, we can implement that if we have more people, yes. That just usually like, of course, slows down it a lot. So I would say until we have it finished and it's like a version 1, I think 1 is the best to do it. And then as soon as we have like a full version and maybe like a more regular release cycle, we can do that. But yeah, the thing is, it's not that easy. I also sent it to you now in the chat. I found it. There's going to be this new committer and maintainer FAQs and what are actually the responsibilities. So the problem is that I mean, I don't know if we all have, but I would say lots of people have day jobs, where of course you have lots of commitments. So depending on how big a PR is, it's kind of not. It will take longer than a day to merge that in. But that's not even just in the Python SDK. That's also in other SDKs. The bigger it is, the more people have to look over it, the more it's going to take. I know it can be frustrating when you're like waiting for reviews, so you can always like nudge them. But yeah, I do, because I know I've been in many of these conversations with engineering where we were talking about how easy or how hard it should be to become a committer. And the problem is that the committer sounds actually a bit too chilled, because of course you can already commit and raise PRs from your fork, but the moment you're an official committer of the SDK, you can raise branches on the actual SDK. You can merge stuff. you know, so it's
Yeah, it's kind of like you need some kind of intermediary role, but I suppose you're
yeah, it's kind of more like a bit of an admin role, so we should be a bit careful on who we assign it to, because it's if someone does 3 PRs and then can merge in whatever, that's probably gonna get us into trouble sometime down the line. But yeah, let's read through this, and it's still like here in PR review, so you can of course also put a comment if you think like I think Hendrik has raised a PR, yeah. If you think something's unclear or that we need like a role in between, so that would be great input, I guess.
Yeah, thanks. No, that's really helpful. It's a good discussion as well, getting all the different perspectives and from your experience as well. So yeah. Angie or Doty, anything else you want to talk about?
No, nothing from my side.
Nothing from my side too.
Okay, I might see some of you on the 27th for the office hour. Otherwise, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Perfect. See you then. Thank you so
See you
much.
then.
Thanks for attending,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.